by now you should already make your first million. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm gonna talk to you guys about how to make your first million. Yes, you heard me right, your first million. And this happens within a 3 to maybe 5 year phase. This is for the people that are struggling, that you know where you're heading to, but you wanna make your first million. Now, what does that mean, make your first million? There's a couple of things that you have to consider this. You have liquid assets, which a liquid asset is basically cash. Having cash on your bank, having $1 million sitting in your bank, that's considered liquid asset. Another way of seeing it too is fixed asset. A fixed asset is basically having a property that's worth $1 million. So however you see it, if you're able to have a net worth of $1 million, that's when you make your first $1 million. Now, what's a net worth? Net worth means if you were to sell everything you own today, anything that you have possession today, you're gonna get an amount. That amount is called your net worth, and that's how much you're worth. That's how much money you have available. Let's talk about how to make your first million. Now, most of us will not make your first million overnight unless you win the lotto or maybe you inherit the money from somebody. But normal people like you and me, we're gonna have to figure this thing out to get to the $1 million mark. Let's talk about a few steps that you should do in order to reach the goal. All right, guys, so I'm gonna give you my formula so you can make $1 million. I'm gonna go through 6 steps and then I'm gonna go back and explain it. Step number 1, be the best at what you do. 2, avoid expenses. 3, 6 months savings. 4, invest in yourself. 5, credit and taxes. And 6, purchase an asset. Now let me go explain each of these steps so you can understand how to get to your goal. All right, so number 1, be the best at what you do. What does this mean? This means is that you have to take care of your primary source of income. Whether you have a job or you're a business owner, or what is it that you do that produces your income. You have to be your best. You have to make sure that that job, that business that you have keeps producing income, because this income is what's gonna set you up for future things that you want to do. This income is what's going to pay your bills, your gas, your rent, your mortgage, your food, your basics to live, to survive. So if you take care of this primary business or job that you have and you become better at it and you become an asset to the business or to the organization, your cash flow for that will continue to come and grow little by little, but that will not make you a millionaire. And that's when you go to step 2. You want to avoid expenses. What do I mean by expenses? You want to avoid for a certain amount of time spending stuff that you don't really need. Like, don't go out and spend $500, $600, $700 on a dinner that you don't really need. You know, just spend whatever necessary you need to survive. It's going to be a sacrifice. Eventually you get to make your first million. Number 3, 6 months savings. This is crucial, guys. You want to be able to save up to 6 months worth of your living expenses. What does that mean? Let's assume your living expenses to live, to pay your rent, to eat your food, pay your electricity, your cell phone, is $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month. So you go ahead and you take that amount, you multiply it by 6, and that's the amount that you want to have savings put aside. You do not touch the money, because this is going to be for your rainy days, emergencies, in case your primary source of income fails for some reason, because these things happen. Now, moving to step 4 is invest in yourself. You want to take time and invest in yourself, and what I mean by that is educate yourself, because to make your first million and to continue your success and your growth, you're going to have to do other things other than your primary source of income. So you want to educate yourself at the market. You want to educate yourself about how to be a better person at the job that you're doing. You want to keep educating yourself. Just get more knowledge on business, get more knowledge on people, get more knowledge on networking, because eventually you're gonna need the skills to have. Now, next step is number 5, credit and taxes. What do I mean by credit and taxes? You need to work on having good credit, and you need to work on having strong taxes, because eventually you're gonna need this. So while you're doing all this other stuff, at the same time, start working on your credit. If you don't have good credit, start working on it. Get a little credit card that you basically buy some stuff and then you pay it in full at the end of the month. You wanna start building the credit. Same with your taxes. Make sure that you're showing year after year that you're making money, that you're paying your taxes, that you're making a certain amount of money, because you're gonna need this for the next steps. Now, step number 6, you wanna purchase an asset. Now, the best asset that you could purchase if you don't have any assets, it's your home. So if you're renting a home or if you're leasing for somebody, now that you already went through your 5 steps, now you're in the position to purchase a house, or maybe you wanna purchase an office space. Anything that's a fixed asset that's gonna increase in value, you wanna make the purchase. So by having that savings, by having that credit, by having those taxes, you're gonna be able to make your first purchase of an asset. Congratulations. By now, you should already made your first million. What do I mean by that? Because if you're able to save those 6 months, doing great at your primary source of income, you educated yourself, you purchase yourself an asset, now it's just a matter of time when you become a millionaire. For example, when I first purchased my house, this is years ago, I purchased a house for $214,000. 3 years later, that house was worth almost $500,000. So I already had an equity of $300,000. Even though that didn't make me a millionaire, by just having that equity of $300,000, I was closer to becoming a millionaire. Plus, everything else that I already had done in the past, I was able to get to the first million. So this is the steps that you want to take to make your first million. Now, after this, it gets more exciting because now you go to the next step. The next step is you want to start investing. Now, you only want to do this once you have everything already set up. Like primary source of income keeps flowing you income. You're great at your business, you're great at your job, and you just keep the money. That is your golden goose. You do not want to get rid of that. You have to take care of that first priority business. Once you find a way to let go of yourself and have more time and you have more savings now you start investing. You know, your first investment should be with somebody that's in the business that it's a hard thing that you're gonna lose money, because you do not want to invest in stuff that you're gonna lose money. So real estate is one of the most profitable business that you could make money in. So if you're gonna invest in real estate, make sure you invest with somebody that you know. Once you make that investment, then it gets even more interested. Now you could start investing in other things. You could start investing in stuff that is more risky, because now you have your source of income. Maybe you created a new source of income by investing in a business that takes very little time of you. For example, you could invest in a coin laundry business. It doesn't take much to run a coin laundry business. Maybe you could invest in vending machines. All these little businesses are gonna be able to produce you additional income, because really the secret sauce, it's having numerous source of income. You cannot depend on one source of income. You wanna have multiple sources of income to be successful, and to make that million go to 2 millions, to make that 2 million go to 4 millions, and you keep going and you keep building your wealth. All right, guys, this is what I got for you guys. I hope this information is good. Can't stop, won't stop, let's go.